Hi all, Dave here from KPM Motorsport, and we welcome you into our fuel room today. What we've got for you is our brand new VE-VF GDS and HSV fuel systems. I'm going to show you our two variants today. We have developed an 800 horsepower drop-in unit, and we've also developed a 1000 horsepower drop-in unit. Now we feel that this might be the biggest system on the market at the moment, so it's going to support up to 1000 horsepower on petrol for your VE to VF, GDS or HSV Commodores. What we have here today is we've taken a fuel tank out of an early model VE, and we're just going to show you how simple and easy it is to fit either 800 or 1000 horsepower units into your VE-VF HSV fuel tank. A couple of things I want to point out. The Commodore range from VE onwards to the very last Commodore, they used 2 to 3 different pump setups. So what we've done, we've designed a retrofit kit for the earlier Commodores. Generally the VE from 2006 to 2010 had an earlier pump setup. There was a small period in between that changed pump. And then the majority from VE late model to VF HSV late model onwards utilised the late model pump. So we're going to just show the difference between the two, so we can supply either pump on order. So due to a couple of differences on the earlier model, we've had to make a retrofit kit to be able to supply the correct fittings to drop straight in. A couple of the things that we need to do, we need to supply a larger crossover pipe fitting. So that just fits onto our StreetFighter module. It'll clip onto the outlet, and that will fit the crossover pipe internally. One of the other problems is the early model Commodore did have a different wiring loom to feed the pump some power. So within the kit we supply correct plug and wiring. And all that happens, that gets soldered into the main loom quite easy, and it'll be an OEM style fit then. And the last thing, the supply line from the module is slightly different on the early models. So we just apply a simple little fitting, plugs into our StreetFighter module, other side will clip straight in to the early model supply line. So when ordering a StreetFighter module, either 800 horsepower or 1000 horsepower, you'll either receive a setup that looks like this. Now that comes with a brand new sender unit. Now this is the early model with the retrofit kit. If you have a later model, and we haven't fitted a sender unit to this one, but this will have a sender unit as well, but it won't need the rest of the retrofit kit. So that's for the later model VE, VF onwards. So tell us what model you got and we'll work that out for you and send you the right kit. So we're just going to show you now how easy it is to fit our module. Now this is our early model Commodore, so let's have a look. What we have here is we've got the 1000 horsepower fuel module. We've placed it in a tank, and as you can see, we're simulating a very low fuel level. If this was in your vehicle, this would be almost an empty tank. And what we're trying to demonstrate is how the fuel pot or the module stays full, even on a near empty tank. So the StreetFighter fuel system doesn't need half a tank, a full tank of fuel to keep that module pot full. You can run it right down. Now I wouldn't advise it, but as you can see, you can run it right down to near empty. Now that would be simulating an idle scenario as we are now. You can see it's at 600 kPa fuel pressure at idle. What I'm going to do now is open up the system and simulate 1000 horsepower fuel coming out of this fuel hose. and just keep an eye on the module. Let's make sure it still stays full. We need to go down to 300 kPa on the gauge there, and that'll simulate about 1,000 horsepower worth of fuel coming out the hose. I'm just dropping it down now, 500 kPa, 400, down to about 300. Now the amount of fuel coming out of that hose is equivalent to enough fuel to support that power. But just note that module, see how it's overflowing or cascading? So what we have here essentially is an empty tank with a full fuel module. That means you can go around a racetrack, and again, you wouldn't do it, but you can go around a racetrack on a near empty tank with 1,000 horsepower with the StreetFighter fuel system. Now this negates the need for any surge tanks type systems, any return type systems, any hanger type systems that just drop fuel pumps in your tank. They won't do what this system does. So there you have it. 1,000 horsepower, near empty tank, the VE to VF or HSV Commodore StreetFighter. So to summarise, StreetFighter can offer you an 800 horsepower unit for early or late model. We'll supply the retrofit kit needed if needed. And then we go to our latest and biggest 1,000 horsepower unit. This utilises our largest, highest flowing fuel pumps manufactured here by StreetFighter. Again, for the early model with the retrofit kit or for the late model as you see it. Both pumps come with a brand new sender, brand new seal kit and are a direct fit.